So, I've been wanting to make this for a little bit, and I always thought it was weird. I was like, I'm not a real person. But you know what? I have thoughts that I just need to get out of my head. And, maybe this will be a good way to do that. And if anyone sees it, great. If no one sees it, that's fine too. I don't care. So, the biggest thing that I've been dealing with lately is I just got out of a narcissistic relationship. I'm in another relationship now. I'm mom to a he's 7 months old right now. And honestly, there's a lot of people, and it's great. I love the information that's going around on narcissism. Like really trying to warn people. They don't really talk about, as an overthinker or someone who has dealt with anxiety, what happens to you after the fact? Like, you're in this good relationship, everything's going better, and, you're happy. You are genuinely happy. But they don't talk about how almost every single empty second you have where you're not doing anything, your thoughts are consumed by what you could have done better, what you could have done different to prevent what happened to you. Sorry, I cut out. So you're still thinking in your head, maybe I could have loved this person more. Maybe I could have loved the hurt out of them. Maybe if I'd listened, maybe I put up too many boundaries. Like, you question every single thing that you did with them, because what if you were the problem? You're thinking in your own head, or at least I did, and even do. I know that I did everything I could to save my last relationship and the relationship before that. I did everything. And yeah, relationships that are one-sided, they make you crazy. You start to feel crazy. You start to nag, and you guys bicker, and you fight, and you argue, and it gets worse and worse, and you're here wondering, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing that is causing all of these fights, all of these arguments? Is there something I need to change? When the reality of it is you can only bend backwards for someone so much before you're not even you anymore. And what they fell in love with originally is gone altogether, and you're just left stuck. So every second that I have that's not occupied by being a mom or being a girlfriend or, just your average everyday things that you do as an adult, bills and working and all these things, all those milliseconds in between thoughts. Sorry, my phone's not that out. I guess it's whatever. So all those milliseconds between thoughts, it's almost like, and I'll speak for me, I don't know if anyone else goes through this, but it's like your brain chooses to focus on what could you have done to prevent the hurt that you went through, knowing you can't change the past. There's nothing you can do. This person sucks. They hurt you. They don't think they did anything wrong. They may never think they did anything wrong. And in your head, you're like, maybe, like, you don't have the feelings for them anymore. You have detached. You are moving on. You're in a better relationship. You're planning for the future. Everything else is going better. But you're still... I think my phone's getting too hot. But you think to yourself, like, you had to be the problem, right? Like, it had to be you. You went out of 2 relationships, or so many relationships, and nothing else makes sense. Why would they leave if there wasn't anything wrong with you? When the reality of it is everyone has things to work on. And one of the biggest things I've seen from watching all of these videos regarding narcissism and things like that, because people don't have to be a textbook narcissist or be diagnosed with that to have narcissistic qualities. And one thing that a lot of people agree on is that you won't question if you're a narcissist if you're a narcissist. I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I'm definitely not. But I know that I gave my all for the last 2 relationships. And what concerns me about my thoughts being, when they drift, it goes to how could I have saved either of those? I know I don't have feelings for these men anymore. They're done. I'm done with them. But because my current relationship is so good and he treats me and my son so well, I worry about, did I do something in my last relationship? You know, my current relationship is not only good, but I mean, he is absolutely amazing to me and my son. I wake up more and more every day. I feel more feminine and like I can really just enjoy being his partner. I feel like I don't want all the burdens to be on him, but I feel like we can share our burdens with each other. I know that I will give 110%. I will give my all until the day I die. And the only thing, there are very few things that would make me leave. And one of those, I mean, top of the list is basically lying and cheating. And even so, I've gotten over that in the past. Like, it takes a lot to break me because I invest. I want my relationships to last. I don't want to feel like I just gave up. I never ever want to feel like I gave up. So having someone who feels the same in that aspect, who respects me and who loves me and loves my son, I get concerned sometimes that I'm just going to repeat whatever I did. Sorry, I had to get gas. What I was saying though is that sometimes I get scared that if I messed up so badly in my last relationships, will I do the same thing again? And I feel like not, especially as a parent, there's a lot of focus on, well, this time should be for, you know, you and your kids. I'm like, yeah, but I don't want my son to grow up without a father. And I'm so incredibly blessed to have the man that I have, who's his biggest male role model. And he's there for him, and he tells him he loves him. And yeah, my son is 7 months old right now. He may not be able to hear it, but he feels that he's loved. And that is what's so important to me. And as I heal, I find that I'm getting more irritated with those thoughts of, how could I have saved these last relationships? How can I prevent that now? And I have to remind myself, it's okay to forget and to not try to fix what may not have been broken. I'm not saying that I didn't do anything wrong in those relationships. I had a lot of scars from a lot of different things. But I was so willing to go above and beyond, whether it was therapy or counseling or whatever my partner needed for me to be who they were looking for. And in both relationships, my feelings were looked at as a joke. I was used and I was abused in more ways than I can count. And neither one of them thought that they did anything wrong. They both think that it was me, that I was just crazy. And one thing that I've also seen is that women multiply and give out what they take in. And what I was taking in was a lot of toxicity. Because at the end of the day, all I wanted was to be a good woman to someone who loved and respected me and cared for me. And I didn't have that. I can honestly say my first relationship, he tried. I have no hard feelings towards him. He's got a new girlfriend and she looks so sweet. I hope they do amazing. My second relationship, he cared until, sorry, I don't know if it cut out, but in my last relationship, he cared until I got pregnant. And then he checked out and he lied about things he was doing. There's a lot of people who were just judgmental and critical, and they said awful things to me, and in their own mind they may have meant well, but all it did was dig at me and degrade me and make me feel like I was some whore. I'm not a whore. And I'll probably go into detail as I make these, but you're not a whore either. And if you came out of a relationship similar to mine, and you just feel like you could be the worst person in the world and you're afraid of dating, yeah, go to counseling, go to therapy. Just make sure you're checking in with yourself, but don't be afraid, because narcissists suck. And they will never think that they're wrong. And they will always make you feel bad. So let them suck. Let them be horrible people all by themselves. Because they may go out and, whether you're into dudes or girls, whatever. They may go out and be talking to 1 billion people, and you're at home wondering, well, why couldn't I have been one of those? Why couldn't I be someone they wanted to talk to? So I had that thought. And that was a very common thing that this person did. You know what? I don't care. Don't care anymore. Because why would I want to be someone who can only be fulfilled by empty messages from empty people just trying to get their sexual fix, when I know what I'm longing for and have is a loving relationship? What I want is a future, a life, a family. What I want isn't empty, and it's not temporary. And I am not a temporary person. I am not someone who will only give you 10% if that's all you want. I want to give 110%. And I want the other person to try to give 110. I want us to build together. You're doing okay.